begin today's technical session, we start with one of the most critical aspects of the vertical transportation industry: safety, compliance, and accountability. Elevator safety is not just about systems and standard. It is about responsibility, regular audits, informed inspections, and learning from past incidents to prevent future accidents. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Rajnikant Lad, a highly respected authority in elevator safety. Mr. Ladd is the founder of Elevator Auditor and Elevator Safety Forum India, and currently serves as the chairman of Building Transportation Safety at FSAI. With his extensive experience in elevator inspection, auditing, and regular compliance, he has played a vital role in strengthening safety practices and compliance frameworks across the industry. In today's session, he'll be covering elevator inspection and audit procedures, elevator accident, root causes, and corrective measures. Mr. Ladd will share valuable insights on understanding audit processes and inspection procedures, compliance requirement and regulatory expectations, on ground challenges faced during inspection and audits, the root causes of elevator accidents, and the corrective measures required to prevent them. This session is especially relevant for industry professionals across all levels, third-party inspectors, government lift inspectors, and all safety lawyers. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm round of applause as we invite Mr. Rajnikant Lad on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Namaskar, Vanakkam. So my topic is elevator inspection and audit procedures. We will understand and see what are the things we have to check, where we have to check, and when it is to be checked. Right. So let's just start. So difference between elevator inspection and elevator audit is very thin, but more or less both are the same. Like elevator inspection, you have to check the quality of the installation, then services, what type of services, how it is done, that you have to check it, and then operation functions, the operations of the various equipments, controls and all that, and the functions. During audit, you have to see the technical specifications, technical installation, services, and code compliances, and statutory requirements. Here is one diagram just to understand the lift components. I think you are all from the industry, so it doesn't need more explanation. At the top, it is a controller, machine room, then selector, over-speed governor, hoistway, ropes, guide rails, door operator, cabin, safety edge, final limit switches, selector, driving rope, car safety gear, car guide rail, traveling cable, counterweight guide rail, safety limit switch, car buffer, final limit switch, and governor tension pulley. In addition to this, for the high-speed lift, we have governor on the counterweight side also, which is not covered. And to have machine room-less elevator, in the case of machine room-less elevator, all these equipments, machine and controller, they are installed inside the elevator cabin, shaft at the top. Now, we start with the inspection of the elevator. First, we'll study the things in the machine room. So, what are the things in the machine room? Is a gear, motor, pulley groove, diverter pulley, then brake assembly, brake liner, brake springs, and brake release lever. In the number of places, if you go and see, you will not find a brake release lever in the machine room. So this is the very important thing. If someone is trapped and you don't have the releasing rod or releasing lever in the machine room, it becomes very difficult to release the person. And this is a crucial period. If someone is trapped and he is not removed immediately, that anything can happen to the person. Then clearance from all sides. If you see the machine room, the machine clearances needs to be there from all the things like motor or gear or pulley. you have to have 500 minimum space so that we can work easily, comfortably, and during say dismantling of the things, you can do the things properly. Now main switch position. Main switch is also to be installed just near the main gate or entrance. In case of multiple machines in a machine room, so you have to have one main switch at the entrance and then respective machine switches near the machine or controller of the individual elevators. Controller positioning. Now, if the controller is not placed properly, you will not be able to work freely, comfortably, and a minimum possible times. So there also you have to see that you have sufficient space in front of the controller. You have sufficient lighting in front of the controller so that you easily see the numbers, wirings, cards, number, and everything. That way, controller positioning is very important. Then you have to have wiring connections. The wiring connection, you have to check it. The wiring connection needs to be properly connected, or if something is loose, you may get frequent breakdowns. Then earthing. Earthing is the most neglected thing in the elevator industry. Sometimes you don't find the earthing, the wire is not in single lane, it is cut somewhere, or it is rusted somewhere, and you are not getting proper earthing connections. So that earthing you have to check it. Then ventilation. Ventilation of the machine room is very important. In fact, if it is an air conditioned thing, that is good, but if it is not possible at all places, you have to have proper ventilation so that the hot air generated through the running of the machine and control equipment that get out. Now, enclosures. Every moving item needs to have some enclosures. Then working space. Working space, the machine, near the controller, that is what we have seen. Then lighting provision. Sufficient lighting provision needs to be there so that you can see the things properly and then work accordingly. Then wiring diagram needs to be there with the controller because everyone doesn't carry the wiring diagram. The mechanic coming for the breakdowns, he doesn't know the things. So from the wiring diagram, he can check the things and work fast. Over speed governor positioning. This positioning is very important because whenever say safety operates, you need to have working space near the governor. So positioning is to be there properly so that you can work easily. And then grouting also is very important because in case of safety activation, the governor should not get tilted from his position or it should not come out of his position. Then alignment also. All things are very, very simple but are very important. Please note, all things looks to be very simple but very important. Now see alignment. What does it mean alignment? What will affect the alignment? Now if the governor is not properly aligned and if safety operates, the governor may come out of the position because of the unbalanced things. And then roping of the governor is to be done properly. The tension on the rope should come properly, the weight should be proper. Then roller movement of the governor, it should be free and it should take proper load. Now test seal. Every governor is tested at the manufacturing end. So we don't have any provisions to test the things at the site. So please ensure that all governors are having test seals on it and it is not removed or broken during installation or during maintenance. So if you find that it is not there, try to replace the things or get it calibrated. The governor calibration is not possible at site. So you have to remove it and take it to the factory and then get it certified. Auto rescue device is very important thing, but it is confused by a number of people. Auto rescue device is there. In case of power failure, the device takes the elevator to the nearest floor. But the people think that whenever the lift stops or say some breakdown is there, the lift will come automatically to the nearest floor. No, it is not there. It will come only when the power supply is not there. And it will have 2 to 3 trips and then after that it will let you start. So you have to see the positioning of the rescue device in the machine room, that battery charging position, if the batteries are properly charged or not. Otherwise, in case of emergency, you will find that the battery is not able to open the brakes or run the motor. Then battery warranty card, ensure that the battery warranty card is there, and then you have to replace the things after at least 2 years, this life is there. So after 2 years, you have to replace it. Then functioning, you check things practically, the operations of the auto rescue device. See, don't think it is a one-way shop. Huh? Whatever comes in your mind, just raise the hands and we'll try to reply the things. Huh? So it should not be a one-way traffic. And it's a common requirement for the machine room. Like lighting, you have to have lighting. It's a very, very common thing, but it should be a sufficient one so that you can see, you can read. Then earthing of the equipment, what said earlier, that earthing is not properly done. Sometimes it is rusted, sometimes it is not properly voltage, or sometimes it is not a single wire, it is break somewhere. Then ventilation of the machine room, that is also important because the continuous working of the machine and rope and other thing, control panels, it creates generate energy, and because of the heat energy, there are chances that the electronic items may fail because of their temperature, their parameters get changed and it may fail. Then equipment marking. See, the number of things are moving like pulley, motor. So you have to have proper marking on the things, that these are up marking or down marking, so that the person working, he knows that the lift will go up or down that way. Then logbook. Every elevator controller or every single elevator should have its logbook, so that you know what are the things there, what are the past records of the breakdowns, and what are the things replaced, or what are the comments of the last inspection. Then license copy. Lift license copy is very important, but unfortunately that licensing is not there in all the states. There are only 13 states which are having lift licensing activities. So see that the license is kept in the machine room and it is in a rear position. Then intercom. Intercom is also necessary to communicate between the machine room and the people in the cabin or person in the securities. Then machine room door locking. Machine room, elevator machine room, or as such elevator shaft, elevator pit, only authorized person is allowed to go inside the elevator machine room or lift shaft or lift top. So see that the machine room locking is there and no one unauthorized person goes inside. Other equipments, call buttons is a landing buttons. You have to see that things are properly installed as a straight one and at a distance of around 4 feet or 4.5 feet, so that anyone can reach and the kids cannot reach it. Otherwise, they will missplit. Then indicators are working at all the floors, that you have to check it. Fireman switch. Fireman switch is installed at the ground floor of say around 1.5 meter height, and it should operate in case of fire. That testing is to be done, which will come in the audit procedure. Then delocking hole. Number of places I have seen that the delocking hole is not there. The door frame has a delocking hole for manual door things, but automatic door, the delocking is on the door panel only, so there is no chances of missing it. But still, the lever coming to contact with the key, it is not there in the proper position, so it doesn't get engaged with the key, and you are not able to open that door. So in the wooden swing door, the door frame, the people do the exterior work, some tiling work or decorative work, entrance near the entrance, and they cover the things. So the hole is not available. So it covers the frame also and the whole position also. Then emergency contact number. Every elevator should have emergency contact number inside the cabin and at the ground floor, so that if someone is trapped, the person inside the elevator can contact the outside people or the company supplying the maintaining the elevator, and security person also knows the number so that they can call the people in the case of emergency. Then alarm bell at the ground floor. The alarm bell, which you can use it from the lift cabin. The alarm should be there on the near the security staff or maintenance staff or your society office, so that they come to know that there something is wrong in the elevator. Then earthing of call buttons and indicators. This is again an important thing, like controller. Here also you have to check that every landing button and every indicator is got earthing. Otherwise, during rainy season, you may get shock. In general, you will not get, but during rainy season, if you are wet, you will get the shock. Now, elevator cabin. Call buttons, you have to check it. All call buttons are in proper position, free working, lighting is there. Then alarm bell operations. Then door button operations. So door button is there, door close operation is there. So door close button is there and door open button is there. So if someone is entering inside and the door is getting closed, you can press that door open button and stop the door to get closed. Now non-stop button is also there. So if you have some emergency or some lift is full, you can press the non-stop button and avoid the outside call or reject the outside call. Auto attendant switch is also there in the lift cabin, which gives the control to the internal person. The lift will not attend to the outside call. It will work according to the people who are inside the elevator. Overload indicator, audio visual system. Overload indicator is now is a compulsory one. So you have to have overload indicator in the lift. Whether it is old or new, you have to have overload system. The lift should stop or it should not move in case of the cabin is overloaded. If the cabin is overloaded, say by 15% more than the rated load, the overload sensor will sense that there is a load excess than the required one, and the lift will not move. At the same time, there will be a visual indication, some lighting on, and the noise also, sound also will be there, and overload indication light will be there. So you have to see, you have to ensure that some load is offloaded or 1 or 2% goes out of the lift, so that the lift gets light. In the lift also, you need to have sufficient light, otherwise the people will not be able to feel comfortable. It is not that you are not going to read anything or do anything, but at least you have to, should feel comfortable with the lighting. Just if you try to make the things more decorative, you have file ceilings and other things, and you make diffuse lighting. So it is not a restaurant, it is a lift. So you have to have sufficient lighting. Emergency light, yes, emergency light is a very important thing, and more than that, the emergency light should work on DC power supply, battery backup, battery supply. It should not be connected with your AC power. Generally, this is happen because they don't have the battery or emergency light. They connect a light with the direct AC wire, single base wire. They take one connection and then make it as an emergency light. So in case of power failure, the function will not be there, because if power fails, the light will cut off. Then you will not have lighting in the lift cabin. So you have to have one battery backup or battery emergency light with battery system. Then fan. Fan is also there. There are number of fans, axial fans and round fans also. That is also important, so that if you are stuck up, you need to have proper ventilation. Then intercom is important. If you are trapped inside, how you will communicate with the outside world, either with the alarm bell or with the intercom or by banging the door or shouting, or you can use your mobile also, but possibility of getting mobile lines is very difficult inside the elevator because of the signal issue. Now fan has to be there, intercom is there, then CCTV is there. That is a better thing. It is not possible at all the places, maybe because of the cost constraint, but CCTV is there. That is a good thing. Then flooring of the lift, flooring has to be uniform and non-slippery, and the flooring should come in level. It should not be that if you enter the lift and then the flooring is say about 10 mm, 20 mm higher than the sill level, so it should not be there. Otherwise, you may get hurt while entering. Ceiling is important just to control the lighting. Toe guard for cabin. Now this toe guard is very important things. You must have seen if sometimes the lift stops 1 or 2 inch above the floor level, or if it stops in between the floor also. So no one can go inside the things in the lift cabin, below the lift cabin. If the toe guard, according to the latest rule, the length of the toe guard is 750 mm. So it is installed with the cabin only at the front side. So it covers the front portion. If the cabin is out of the level, say above the floor level, the toe guard will protect anyone from falling into the lift. There are a number of cases where if the floor, that toe guard is not there, while coming out of the lift through jumping or by some other additional support, in case of trap conditions, the people fall into the lift well only. Car top equipments. These equipments are there on the car top. So we see it that first is maintenance switch. Maintenance switch is to provide a control to the elevator technicians to control the elevator movement from the car top. Then stop button, so that the person working on the lift top can control and stop the lift whenever he wants. Then up down buttons. Up down button is to take the lift up or down. These are very, very simple things, but number of places, 1 or 2 things are not working. Either the maintenance switch itself is not working, so you don't have the control, so you work from the machine room call or the lift cabin call. Then door operator, it is installed in the car tops. You have to see the alignment, you have to see the earthing of the door operator, and ensure that the door operator moves freely. The gap between the sill and the door operator is there as per the mentioned dimensions. Around 35 mm is the maximum dimensions. Guide oil cup, it is there with the guide rails. It is installed at the top of both the cabin sides, so that the guides are getting continuously oiled. Shoe liner, there are a number of issues coming because of the shoe liner only. The shoe liner moves on the guide rail, so whatever rubbing is done, that is through the shoe liner only. And the shoe liner gets teared off, slowly it goes out. So if you find axis play, you have to check it, the play. If the play is more, then you have to replace the shoe liner. Rope anchoring is done. Check the thing, rope anchoring is done properly. The dog clips, they are tightened properly. There are 2 dog clips. It is not that you can have one. They don't compromise on that. Ensure that both the dog clips are there. The clamping is done properly. In case of double opening, you have pulley on the lift cabin also. So when you are working on the lift top, you have to see that proper protection or guarding is done with the pulley, so that you are not hurt or you don't touch or get touched with the moving rope or pulley. Now reed switches are installed in the lift shaft. These are there to signal the controller that particular floor has come, or you have to stop the things, or the lift speed is to be changed. So these are the command things, signals. It gives signals to the controller when the lift reaches a particular floor. Safety clutch lever and safety switch. This is again related with the safety. You have to give more attention to it. Safety clutch, it should be free. That rope tension needs to be properly there, and the movement should be free. The switch which is there, it is getting properly engaged, and just check it by just simply pulling that the switch gets engaged or not. Plug point, with the maintenance switch box, you have to have one plug point, one socket point, so that you can add hand lamp there. Then hand lamp is also necessary. You have to have one hand lamp so that you have got proper lighting, or you can take that hand lamp to the proper position where you want to see exactly the things. Safety railing is the new requirement as per the lift rules. You have to have safety railings guarding the cabin top, so that you doesn't fall or you doesn't get hurt with the moving items on the shaft sides. Then earthing of the rails and cabin top, that is also an important thing. Shaft equipment. So what are there in the shaft? that is floor sensor, that is what I said, reach switches, which sense the position of the floor, position of the cabin. Then limit switches, you have a limit switch on the top and bottom. So in case of over travel, it doesn't go beyond that 150 mm from the floor, and the limit switch stops the lift there only. There are a number of things get affected. If the things goes beyond that 150 mm, there are a number of things which can happen, can add to the accidents also. Counter-weight pulley locking. This is also an important thing. Okay, just I missed the terminal switches. Terminal switches are there at the top and bottom landing, so that in case the lift doesn't attend to the calls and goes freely, the stopping signals are not recorded properly. The lift will go directly to the up or down based upon its speed. If it's a 1 meter per second speed, it will move with the 1 meter. In general, it has to cut down to the nominal speed of say 0.6 meter and then 0.3 meter at the distance 1 meter below the floor level, at the top terminal level. So if doesn't stop with that changeover is not taken place, it will go with the full speed at the top. And if it goes beyond 1 meter, there is a possibility that the counterweight may go to the pit and the lift will rest, the counterweight will rest on the spring buffer and the machine will continue to move. And I've seen one accident in that case also. In Bombay, that airport testing tower is there. Airport control tower is there. In control tower is about 100 meter plus height. The rope were replaced some 8 to 10 days back. See, when the ropes are replaced or when the new ropes is installed in the new lift also, the rope get elongated after some time, maybe 8 days, 10 days, 15 days because of the load. So you have to check the clearances, counterweight clearance and bottom clearance, car clearance after 8 days, 10 days. So if the things are elongated, rope are elongated, you have to cut it and maintain the proper clearance between the cabin floor, cabin bottom place and counterweight, this spring buffer. Similarly with the counterweight and the spring buffer. Now, so the counterweight locking, counterweight pulley locking and counterweight block locking. Now you have to have counterweight are there. I think it's not there is no slide. Counterweight blocks are there, so it needs to be covered or it needs to be locked from both the sides so that the counterweight doesn't come out of the frame. Counterweight shoe liner, it is also just to check the play. If the play is more because of that shoe liner worn out, is a possibility that counterweight frame may come out of the guide rail. Door lockings. You have to see the door locking of the lift from top to bottom. All the doors you have to see it in during maintenance. You cannot see that, okay, I have checked the things, 1 or 2 sample check. Sample check, I have made it and found it's all okay. No. You have to check all the doors, all the locks at all the floors. The gap, the lock movement, the spring tension, everything you have to check it. Door ropes also is a continuous moving thing, so you have to check the rope is properly freely moving. It is not cut, the wires are, the strings are not cut. Then door pulley also you have to see that pulley is free, is moving properly, and then door bearing also you have to check it. Door bottom shoe. We have seen one new development in the door bottom shoe. The door, car door or landing door, it moves in a track, or you can we call it the door seal, and then there is a shoe liner below the cabin door panel. So that shoe liner moves in that track, and because of the dust or some other activities, that the track get full with the thing, and the door movement becomes say obstructed, and you get the complaint of door closing. So this company, I think that is a Omega company, we have installed here. They have developed one door fixing arrangement where there is no shoe liner, there is no track on the seal. The seal is a plain one, and the shoe arrangement, what they have made, they have made a C type of fixing arrangement. The one part is fixed with the door panel and the other part is fixed with the seal. So the C arrangement will cover the movement, control the movement, and door will not come out. Door earthing is also important. You have to check that door earthing is done properly. And door header alignment, door header position, that also you have to check it properly. Door seal, what you see. De-locking system. De-locking system is everywhere in the door, but the door locking key and the de-locking arrangement on the panel, it doesn't get engaged, and then you are not able to, even after putting the key inside the door hole, you are not able to open the door. So it creates problem during the emergency. So you have to ensure that all the door locking is proper and check it on all the floor, not on one or two, not simple test, sample test, it's a full test. Door earthing, door header, door seal, de-locking, sharp lighting, you have to check it, sharp lighting is there so that you are freely working on the elevator shaft. Then plug point in the shaft. Plug point is also important. You have to have plug point at various places. Maybe you can have it one in the middle, one in at the bottom, and one is at the top. So that during maintenance work, if you want to have some drill machine operations or some other things, you can do it. Now these are the pit equipment. So what are there in the pit? Pit lighting. Lighting is important so that you can work freely and you can see what are the things properly. Then cutoff switch. Cutoff switch is there in the leaf pit so that if you want to go or inside the leaf pit, if you want to work inside, you cut off the switch so that the leaf will not move. It will stand there. It is like a stop switch. Then counterweight enclosure. Counterweight enclosure, when you are working in the pit, there is an counterweight on the back side or maybe on the side. So that counterweight is a moving item. If you are working in a lift and then the lift is going up, the counterweight may come down and then it may hurt you if you are not comfortable there or free there, the space is not proper. So in that case, that counterweight enclosure is compulsory. It covers the counterweight, so if counterweight comes down, the counterweight cover, it is a wire mesh arrangement, so it will get protected. Now spring buffers. Spring buffer is again, means there are a lot of things, all are important and all are neglected. I have seen when spring buffer at Surat railway station is a public place, the railway station lift was not having the spring buffer at its place. These are surprising things. Spring buffers take care of the lift coming down or coming up, it should not get hurt. There are places where the lift has gone top and then strike the bottom machine room. Compensating chain position, that also you have to see it, that the chain is properly placed, the gap is proper, and the chain movement is proper. Oil collection cup, in the guide rail at the bottom you have to have oil collection cup so that even you are doing the oiling of the leaf guide rail, the oil comes and get accumulated, collected there. Then lift ladder is also compulsory one. You have to have ladder in the elevator pit so that you can easily and safely enter the elevator pit. Waterproofing, ensure that the elevator shaft or elevator pit is done proper waterproofing, otherwise you may face problems during the rainy seasons. OSG pit pulley, over speed governor pit pulley, see that it is properly balanced, it is properly loaded and is free for the moment. Clearances, all clearances are very important. If that is not maintained, you may put yourself into some problem. Like counterweight clearance, it has to be 300 mm. If it is more, it can create problem. It is less also, it can create problems. So check this. Then seal clearance. Now the gap between the cabin seal and the landing seal, it has to be 35 mm maximum. Beyond that, there may be a problem that the person, leg or something can go inside. So you have to have 35 mm only. That is because that door operator system is there, so it moves freely between that gap. Overhead clearance, it has to be 2100 mm from the top of the lift cabin to the machine room ceiling. So if it is less, there is a possibility that the lift can go up and hit the slab. Like see, what we have seen is counterweight clearance is 300 mm and cabin overhead is 200 and 200, 2100, 2100. So if the counterweight clearance is less, the lift will, counter clearance is more, the lift will try to go up because that the counter has got a space to go down. And when the counter goes down, the lift cabin will go up and it can go and strike the top. Bottom clearance also is the same for the cabin. If cabin is going down, so it should not go beyond, it should not have the clearance more than that. Now, what are the operational checks? What you check is start and stop functions, door operation, door operation closing is a properly smooth, is closing is there or not. Door waiting time, the waiting time this depends upon the passenger capacity, that is there or not properly, or that is an adjustable one, you can do it. Then speed changeover, in case of two speed or variable speed, when it is coming to the floor, it gets changed into the slow speed and then ultimately zero speed. Call acceptance, whenever you press the button, it gets all the calls are registered and then are attended, that you have to check it. Call cancellations, if you want to cancel the call, you can cancel it. Then overload check, you have to check the overload system physically by putting load or adding passengers into the lift. If it is a 10 passenger, take an average passenger load as a 68 kg is as per IS requirement. So there may be possibility someone is 50 kg or someone is 80 kg, but take an average, so it should have that much load, and if it goes beyond that, the lift should not work. ARD operation also you have to check it, at least during every service check, you have to go and check the ARD operation, it is working properly, it is taking the lift to the floor level or not, or else you check the ARD batteries and then replace it. Safety governor operations, you have to check safety governor operations, not monthly, but at least once in a year you have to check it. Safety operations, the safety operation is not done with the actual speed, you have to run it in a slow speed things and then get it operated manually. You get the things engaged, safety governor, and then see that the rope holds the clutch and then the cabin doesn't move down. Call bypass system is also there, so if you want to bypass the call, outside call, you can do it, that also is there. Then fireman switch operation. Fireman switch is there at the ground floor, and in case of fire, that fire people get the control of the elevator by switching on the fireman switch, which is generally installed at the ground floor or the podium where the fire brigade people can take their vehicle. I have seen one side where the fire tender was able to come to the podium level and the fireman switch was installed in the basement. So what is the use of that? In case of fire, if you break open the fireman switch, the switch will take the elevator, the lift will come down to the basement, not to the podium level, because of the fireman control switch installed at the basement level. Now, this is now the audit procedures. We have seen the safety requirements, the procedures. Now we'll see the audit. What is to be done, how it is to be done, how it has to be, and what are the other implications. Like machine room, safety compliances as per lift rules and IS requirement. Machine room is what over speed governor test. You have to check the over speed governor manually, running with the slow speed operation, get the lever engaged with the pulley, and then see that the lift is getting hold. Then ARD option, you have to run the elevator, switch it off in a running condition, and see that the ARD takes the elevator to the nearest floor. Final limit switches, check that the lift stops at 150 mm before the final limit, at the last floor. Machine room ELCB, machine room MCB, machine room RCCB, and earthing, that also you have to check. Earthing connection with proper lugs. Exhaust is working, that is okay, but it is a sufficient one or not, Otherwise, you have a small just formality, just a small exhaust of say 8, 19, 10 inch fan, and you have got 2 or 3 machines in a machine room, so it will not have a proper effect. Then ventilation, cross ventilation is there in the machine room, check it. Overload check, you have to check the lift with passenger capacity that I explained you earlier also. So overload you have to check it, keeping the passengers as per the rated capacity plus say 1 or 2% extra, and then see that the overload acts. Rope slippage is a very important thing. Rope slippage, how we will check it at the site. But there is a just basic things, raw things, you can check it. You take the elevator to the top floor, mark the rope position and mark on the pulley, so it should come in one line. Then run the elevator 3 point types up and down, up and down, up and down, and see the marking position. If the marking shifts, then say by 1 inch is okay. But if it is shifting more than 30, 35 mm, then there is a slippage in the rope, and you have to check that pulley groove and other things. Lift license copy is also is a part of audit. You have to see that the license copy is there in the machine room. Logbook, brake release system with the diagram. I see brake release system of various equipments is different, or various companies also different. The company also, someone has a different type of brake release system, so other equipment has a different type of brake release system. So at least you must know what are the systems available in your lift, and then how it is to be released. That procedure also you should know. At least the society people, the office bearer, the security staff, liftman, they should know all these things. And you can get the things trained, or if you are in the industry, you have to train the users periodically. Now see the machine, these are gap between, what is the gap between the wall and the flywheel? If you want to replace the hoist motor, how you will replace? If you want to take out the rotor, how you will replace? Nothing, not possible. So in that case, this is the basic thing you have to understand. You have to keep minimum distance surrounding all the equipment so that you can work properly during maintenance. Because the installation person will not come, he will just install it and leave it. But when it comes to the maintenance, he may find difficult to take out. See again, this is one machine. One machine is there, you can easily remove it, but in the other machine, it is just touching the wall, so you cannot work on that. Elevator cabin. So what are the audit points for the elevator cabin? You have to check operations of a DO and DC button. Press the button, check it whether the door closing function is done properly, door opening function is done properly. Then alarm bell, it is working, and it is connected with the DC supply. Emergency light, that is also with DC, or you can have, if you are having generator, is okay. Then intercom operations, ensure that intercom connection is there with the security staff, maintenance staff or office staff. Safety edge or safety screens. So in case of automatic door, there is a safety screen with the car door. So when the door gets closed, if someone is entering, the safety edge will sense that some obstruction is there in between, because it has got light emitter diode or light curtain. So it will sense that some obstruction is there, and the door will return to the open position. Flooring is not that important, but yes, it's an old lift. You have to check the flooring is proper or not. Otherwise, you will find that the wooden cabin is there, and the wooden floor is there, so that wooden floor is damaged. Even the MS also I have seen is the MS cabin is the old one and then getting damaged. Handrails is important. So in case of free fall, if some old person is there or some handicap or even the children, in case of free fall, you can hold it and keep yourself safe in that elevator. CCTV is an option. It's not compulsory one. It's not compulsory one, but it's an option. But if it's possible, you have it, so that if anything goes wrong with the people in the elevator, the security person or the person who is monitoring the system can check the things and then act accordingly. Seal clearance we have covered earlier. Seal car seal and counter landing seal needs have 35 mm maximum distance, not more than that. Otherwise, the small kids, they may hurt with their leg, they can get inside. See, this is the door seal. Just this is the actual photo. Is the seal gap is just 10 mm. Just see that how it will work. The door lock, if it goes to the next floor, it may hurt the door locks. So, what are the things in the elevator shaft? We have to check it. That is the shaft switches engagement. All shaft switches are getting properly engaged so that the controller gets the signals of stopping at that particular floor or slowing down the speed. Then counterweight locking. Counterweight locking again is an important thing. In case of say, you can't say it's a free fall, but in case it misses the calls and directly goes top, the counterweight gets struck, and then because of the jumping effect, the counterweight, if it is up to the top level, that may come out from the frame. So counterweight locking is also important one. And compensating chain. Compensating chain is installed one part at the counterweight side and one at the cabin, below the cabin, so that it takes care of the axis load because of the height effect and the rope weight. Lock earthing. All locks, you have to check it, all locks, landing locks are properly earthed or not. Leakage is a very common thing in the buildings. Water leakage, maybe from the side walls or even from the floor also, it gets water inside. Shaft light is also important one, because if lighting is not there, you cannot work freely in the lift shaft. So ensure that the lighting is there at the all. In fact, it has to be there at the all floor. You have to have lighting, and then some plug points also in between. See, this is the compensating chain position. There is one chain missing, and you can't say that we neglected it. Anyone goes and see, technicians, particularly lift technician, he goes, he cannot miss it. It is properly, openly visible. Now at landing, what you have to see is door locking. Door locking is done at all the floors. Door lock engagement is there properly. Gap between the panels. Ensure that the gap between, there is no gap between the panels. So it should only be 5 mm or 8 mm, 10 mm, so that the kids, they cannot hurt, they cannot put their hands or legs inside it. Gap between the panel and the outside door, outside wall. See, the door frame is there at the corner, all around, two places, and then top. And the door panel, it moves out. When the door closes, there is a gap between the door panel and the frame, side frame. It's hardly 10 mm. But if it is more, you can get hurt, or you can put your hands inside. Even the kids also, they are possible there. It is possible that they may put their hands, and it has happened number of times also. There is no de-locking operations. That is what we see earlier also. De-locking operation is there. You have to insert the de-locking key at all the floors. Check it, the door is getting open or not. Then slope at the entrance. Generally, see, in the building, people wash the floor, or if your flat is next to the lift shaft, you wash your room, and then the water goes. And the water goes where? It goes to the lift shaft. And the next floor, down that floor, has electrical locking. Locks is there at the front side also. So the water goes into the lock, that is electrical contact, it may get short circuit and create a breakdown for that. So you have to maintain a slope, small slope, so that the water, general water, will not go. Rainwater from the floor window. Now, rainwater is again a problem. So you have a lobby, you have the floor, every floor you have got some passage or stairs at the opposite side, and then some open space. If the open space is there, it is not properly closed, the rainwater may come inside the building and it get accumulated, go to the machine room, or go to the lift well through the entrances. So that also you have to protect it. I've seen one lift shaft, is a 42-story building, where the wind pressure was such at 41 or 42 floor that the door was not getting properly closed because of the wind pressure. So the people or society has to make some additional arrangement of closing that particular window so that the door gets properly closed. See, this is the gap. If this much gap is there, anyone can put their hand. Now, what is to be done on the ground is an alarm bell. You have to have alarm bell properly working, properly providing the sound so that you can at least hear. Otherwise, it will not be like crrr, crrr. No, should be proper. Then emergency contact number of the society person or security person or the lift contractor, so that in case someone is trapped or something goes wrong, you can contact them and then get the proper solution. Fireman control operation. Then fireman switch, you have to get it practically operated during every service and ensure that the lift comes to the floor, ground floor, the door gets open and other calls are get cancelled. Rescue instructions are provided at the ground floor or in the lift cabin also, so that in case of trap conditions, the person knows what action he has to take it or where he has to contact it or what is to be done. Pit clearances. So you have to check pit clearances, the counter clearances 300 mm, what you have seen. If the clearance is more than the problem what we face, that also I explained. Seepage, there is no seepage in the lift pit, otherwise there is an electric switch in the lift pit with the governor pulley. Then pit cutoff switch. Pit cutoff switch is also a compulsory one. So if you want to work inside the pit, you have to first switch off the thing so that the lift doesn't move if you are inside, and ladder for proper access to the lift pit. Then light point to work inside the lift. If you want to have on drill machine operation or something else, then you can have plug point also. Thank you. This is for all. Now, if you have anything regarding the lift installation, lift safety, I am free. Either you have understood everything properly or it has gone out of your head. Right, sir. Don't hesitate. It can be a very silly question, nothing problem, no problem. But everything should come out.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for the wonderful explanations. And I would like to know, there are several elevator companies around the global, and also in India, many SMEs are getting emerging. And Indian government is also strengthened the IS codes. Now IS 17900 was given. In your experiences, the site you visited, which was the thing got failure, probably lead to the accidents?
Which was the?
Which was the things lead to the accidents actually?
Okay. So that accident is there in the second session. I will have a detail in that also. But it is mainly my experience is it is all negligence of our technical team. Accidents takes place only because of our negligence of our technical team. Please note in your mind, keep it there. All accidents, all technical people are responsible. I'll say either doing wrong things or neglecting the things or not educating the users what is to be done, what is not to be done. These are the only. Otherwise, elevator has number of safeties, or you can say enough safeties. It can protect anyone from any accident. But if you are not having proper things, then and that is only because of you and me, technical people working on the lift. This is my object. I have seen that there are 4 accidents in the elevator industry, elevators in just 1 month. January month there are 4 accidents. That too all with the manual doors. Now manual doors are banned long back, some 2000, 1990, 95 somewhere. Still the doors are in practice, doors are in use. So who is to be blamed? You and the user, right? There is no fault of equipment, because equipment that government has banned, already banned it. So 4 accidents because of the door failure. They are the accidents when the person goes inside and the lift is not there, he falls into the lift pit. So who is to be blamed?
Maintenance.
The door is open and lift cabin is not there. So who should be blamed? We have to blame ourselves.
Thanks, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, are seismic sensors important in an elevator field?
Or
Seismic sensors.
seismic sensor, see our India is not covered under the seismic zone area. So it is not compulsory, it is not recommended. If you have it is a different thing, but it is not practical.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, when fire extinguisher is activated, when a fireman push button is activated, um, in that floor the fire was is there. How to rescue when that time?
How to rescue?
When fireman button is activated.
Yeah. See that fire, yes, anything you add?
Sir, in such a floor, the fireman button is activated. In that floor only fire is live.
Right.
How to rescue at the time?
See, the fireman switch is there at the ground floor.
Yeah.
And the purpose of that switch is to call the elevator to the ground floor so that the fireman gets the priority to work on it. The other people will not be able to use the elevator. So the fireman gets the control of the lift and then he goes to the required floor and get the people rescued.
Each push button is
It is not a push button, it is a switch.
switch.
Ah.
That switch is in ground level only.
It is on the ground level only and it is only one switch.
In some other companies, they have told the designation level.
No, as per the fire lift rules, the switch has to be there on the ground floor and at a 1.5 meter height, so that the other people here, not kids, so you and me can only open it. And it's just toggle switch, you have to get it down, simple, nothing more.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually his doubt was when the fire button is activated, the lift will goes to the designated floor. So he is asking.
It will go to the ground floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let it be wherever. So at that time, where the lift will go, same floor the fire is happening.
Yeah.
So at that time, the passengers who are inside the cabin, what is the condition? So how they are going to escape?
This thing has happened some time back in Thane only. The fire was there in a building on 12th floor, and the firemen took the elevator to the 12th floor. And then because of the heat on that particular floor, because of the fire, the door could not open. That is a different thing, but when they tried to come out or when they tried to go to the other floor, the lift was not working. So they got trapped and then died there only. So with that, the government, the fire department has changed the rule. They have instructed the people that if the fire is on the 12th floor, we have to stop at least one floor below that floor. You should not go to that particular floor.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
during your presentation we saw that one picture where there is no clearance is shown. The guy who went to install this is not aware of that the clearance has to be maintained?
That is what I said. It is all the negligence of our technical team.
Okay.
See, these days only the reason is either it is from the first day one, or maybe the guide liner is worn out and the cabin is shifted. That is the only thing possible.
But the guy, if he is going to install there, but this much of a basic knowledge he should have.
Yes.
This is what we expect.
The guy who is working on the lift, he should know the basic knowledge. At the same time, there are the regular checks, cross checks and audit, that also to be done properly. Then only things can be controlled.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
This also is applicable with the building design which has been made. Probably in those kind of pictures where you see flywheel is closer to the wall and there is no clearance in between for a rescue or service mechanic to come
Correct.
and operate
Correct.
elevator, is because in the beginning of the stage at the architect's level, when he is putting the drawings, elevator company probably was not involved in the design, and when it goes to machine room, elevator company has to be involved in the machine room design. What picture we saw is in the machine room. So the machine room design has to be according in consultation with elevator people. So What normally happens is the elevator building
No,
is
it is
designed,
not.
machine room.
In that,
it's a
in this
structure.
particular case, what I see is the machine was supplied wrong. Right hand
It can be
check,
wrong.
left hand.
It can be wrong.
Yeah, other, if you can reverse the things, you have sufficient space.
It can be wrong. We have seen machine,
One machine was in other
machine
direction,
going
one-
inside the
right.
wall also. We have seen in our experience.
Someone was there, backside.
Sir, in an hydraulic elevator, in case of overspeed condition, which switch is going to be activated?
High speed. Overspeed governor is there. No? Overspeed governor.
Sorry, sir?
Overspeed
Overspeed
governor.
governor switch.
Ah.
It's in the hydraulic elevator.
Even then,
also?
you have a overspeed governor.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon. According to your experience, what is the healthy life of elevator if it's maintained with the all required criteria?
See, the life as per government rule is 15 years. After that, you have to get it checked and then modify the things or update the things.
Thank you.
But there are the lifts are working properly, sincerely from last 40 years or even more than that also. But as per the rules, you have to check the things after 15 years, get it audited, and then replace the proper required things.
And what are the basic life for the ropes? Like if we install.
See, generally it is 10 years, but it depends upon the use. So you take it as a generally 10 years, and then there are some visual things you have to inspect during routine inspection or annual audit. The rope diameter, then the dryness of the rope, elongation, that way you can check it. If it is more than the required one, then you have to replace it.
Thank you.
Sir, one doubt. I studied many elevator accidents last year actually. When I go through the elevator world, accidents in the region of Hyderabad is higher when compared to other regions. I know there is no licensing authority. You think it might be the possibility for the negligence?
Negligence at what level? At installation level, maintenance level, or at government levels?
Without license.
Yeah. So it is all there, and in the next session you will have that also. Who is neglecting the things and why the things are happening?
Okay, sir. Will, sir. Thanks.
Sir, about reach and drive. During motoring operation, during downward movement, it is acting like a generation mode, right? Generator mode.
See, it depends upon the position of the counterweight and the cabin. See, the counterweight is there, which is actually balancing the cabin plus 50% of the load. So, if the load is less on this side, cabin side, so when the lift goes up, it will be in the generating mode.
Sir, about reach and drive.
Ha,
How
that
it is going to fed back the power supply to the grid?
It is there, but it is not that much that you can feed back to the things. It is regenerative things are there, but that is not the amount, the counter of the regenerative voltage. That is not that much enough that you can refeed to the system.
Thank you everyone for the question, air and interactive session.